Hello everyone, myself Twinkle Patel from Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center Navsari. This video is about control statement in Python. So this video will cover if statement, if else statement, if elif statement, while loop, for loop, break continue statement, the else should, pass statement and the assert statement, tie except statement, etc. So we are going to start with if statement. The statement is used to execute one or more statement depending on whether a condition is true or not. So in Python, the syntax for the if statement will be if after that condition and then colon is used and then the statement to be executed when the condition is true is written. So for example here, if we have a equal to 33, b equal to 200 and then if statement is written if b is greater than a, then print b is greater than a. So here b is greater than a because 200 is greater than 33. So b is greater than a is printed. Here observe that there are some space in the beginning of the statement. Here also there are some space in the beginning of the print statement. So it is known as the indentation in Python. Next we will see indentation in Python. Indentation are very important in Python. Python relies on indentation, that is the white space at the beginning of a line, to define the scope of the code. Other programming languages often use the curly braces for this purpose. For example, if we write the previous code as without the indentation, then we will get an error. So indentation are useful to define the scope of the code. By default, the Python uses 4 spaces to define the indentation, but we can increase or decrease that. The statement with the same indentation are known as the belong to the same group of code. Next, we will see if-else statement. It executes a group of statement when a condition is true. Otherwise, it will execute the another group of statement if the condition is not true. So syntax for the if else is if after that condition. If the condition is true, then statement 1 will be executed. And if the condition is false, then the else part, that is, it will execute the statement 2. So example is if b is greater than a, then print b is greater than a. Otherwise, print b is not a greater than a. So the if-else statement is used to execute the statement when the condition is true. Otherwise, execute another group of statement when the condition is not true. Next, we will see if-elif else statement. Sometimes programmer has to take multiple conditions and execute the statement according to those conditions. For that, the syntax is if condition 1 is true, then the statement 1 will be executed. If condition 1 is false, then elif condition 2. So, condition 2 is evaluated. When the condition 2 is true, then statement 2 will be executed, and when the condition 2 is false, so elif condition 3 is evaluated and condition 3 is tested. If the condition 3 is tested, then statement 3 is executed. But when the condition 3 is also false, then the statement 4 will be executed. It means statement 4 will be executed only if none of the condition is true. Here observe the colon after each of the condition. Okay. So the statement 1, statement 2 represent one statement or a suit. The final else part is not compulsory. Now we will see while loop. With the while loop, we can execute a set of statements as long as the condition is true. So the syntax for the while loop is while condition after that column and the statements to be executed when the condition is true. So for example, I equal to 1 while I is less than 5, print I and then I is incremented to 1, and after at the end of the loop print n. So the output of this program will be, first of all, I is equal to 1. So 1 is less than 5. So 1 is printed and 1 is incremented to 2. So in the next iteration, first of all, 2 is condition is checked, that is 2 is less than 5. So 2 is printed here and then 2 is incremented to 3. In the next iteration, 3 is less than 5. So 3 is printed and 3 is incremented to 4. After that, again condition is checked. 4 is less than 5, so 4 is printed and 4 is incremented to 5. Again 5 is less than 5, 5 is not less than 5, so condition is wrong. Condition is false, so now while loop will be terminated and end is printed. So while loop is used to execute a set of statement as long as the condition is true. So now we will see break statement. Break statements ends the current loop and jump to the statement immediately following the loop. With the break statement, we can stop the loop even if the condition is true. So break statement is often used with the while and the for loop. For example, while true, take the input from the user in the line variable, and if the user entered the done, then jump out of the loop, otherwise print that line. So break statement here jump out of the current loop. So for example, the output of this example is, first of all, user enter hello there. So hello there is not a done string. So hello there is printed. After that, user entered finished. So finish is also printed, and when the user entered done, then break statement will jump out of the loop and print that done. So break statement is often used to jump out of the loop even if the condition is true. Next statement is continue statement. The continue statement ends the current iteration and jump to the top of the loop and start the next iteration. So with the continue statement, we can stop the current iteration and continue with the next. For example, as while the condition is true, take the input from the user in line variable, and user uh, if the user entered something which is start with the hash function, then continue with the next iteration. And if the user entered done, then jump out of the loop. Jump out of the loop, otherwise print that line. So continue statement is very useful when we want to stop execution of the current iteration. So this program is useful when the user entered something which is started with hash. So the output of this program is, if user entered hello there, so hello there is printed, and if the user entered something which is start with the hash, then which is not printed, and this statement is skipped. After that, print this is also printed, and when user entered done, so using the break statement, the program will jump out of the loop. So break and continue are very useful statement in the while and the for loop. Next we will see the for loop. A for loop is used for iterating over a sequence. Sequence means either it is a list, a tuple, a dictionary, a set, or a string. These loops are called definite loop because they execute an exact number of times. So it is known as the definite loop. For loop have explicit iteration variable that change each time through a loop. This iteration variable move through the sequence or a set. The syntax of the for loop is for variable in sequence and then statements are printed. So the example for loop is, so here I is the iteration variable which is iterated through this list of variables, and after that these statements are executed number of times, and this is the end of the for loop. So here iteration is completed here. So first of all, the element 5 is assigned to the variable I, and then 5 is printed. After that, in the next iteration, element 4 is assigned to the iteration variable I, and then it is printed. And after that, well, number 3 is assigned to the iteration variable I, and then it is printed. After that, number 2 is assigned to the iteration variable I, and then it is printed. And at the end, number 1 is assigned to the iteration variable I, and then it is printed. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is printed, and at the last iteration is completed is printed. So for loop is used for iterating over a sequence, and it is a definite loops. So here it is execute 5, here total number of elements in the list are 5. So it will execute total 5 times. Next we will see the range function, which is often used with the for loop. To loop through a set of code a specified number of times, we can use the range function. The range function returns a sequence of number starting from 0 by default, increment by 1 by default, and end at a specified number. For example, for x in range of 6, print x. So here range 6 function defines that 0 to 5. So 6 is not included starting from 0 and ending to 5, and value is incremented by 1 by default. So another variation of range function is that we can also specify the starting value. For example, if we write as range 2 to 6 means value are starting from 2, ending at 5 and incremented by 1. So here we have also mentioned that value in the range function is incremented by 1, but we can explicitly specify the increment value by adding the third parameter. So values are starting from 2, ending at 29, and the incremented value is 3. So 2 plus 3, 5, 2, 5, 8, so on. In this way, the values are incremented and it is ending at 29. So range function is very useful function with the for. Next we will see the else suite. In Python it is possible to use else statement along with the for loop or a while loop. The statement written after else are called suite. So the else suite will always be executed irrespective of the statement in the while or for loop are executed or not. So for example, here for x in range of 6, range 6 here defined, so 0 to 5 numbers are printed here. Else print finally finished. So else suite is will be executed whether the statement with the for loop or while loop is printed or not. Next we will see the pass statement. The pass statement does not do anything. So if we want to do nothing, then we will write pass. So we use the pass statement when we need a statement syntactically but we do not want to do any operation. So it is used with the if statement inside or it is used with the if statement or inside a loop to represent no operations. For example, here we have one list which include positive numbers as well as negative numbers. So if we only want negative numbers, then the program for that is here for iteration variable I in the number list. If I is greater than 0, then we want to do nothing. So we have written pass here. After in the else, we have written print I. So only the negative numbers in the list are printed here because first of all 1 is given to the iteration variable I. So 1 is greater than 0. So here pass statement will do nothing and pass the iteration to the next variable. So 2 is also greater than 0. So also pass will be executed. 3 is also greater than 0. So further pass will be executed. Now minus 4 is not a greater than 0. So else statement will be executed and minus 4 is printed. So in this way all the elements are iterated, and for positive numbers pass statement will be executed, and for negative numbers negative numbers are printed here. So when we want to do nothing, then pass statement is used. Next is the assert statement. The assert statement is useful to check if a particular condition is fulfilled or not. The syntax of the assert statement is written here: assert expression and after that message. Here message is not compulsory. So, for example, we are taking a number which is greater than 0 from the user, then first assert statement will check if the user have entered the number which is greater than 0 or not. If it is not greater than 0, then wrong input entered is printed with the assertion error message. So and if the user entered the correct number which is greater than 0, then that number is printed. So assert is used to check if a particular condition is fulfilled or not. Here the condition is x is greater than 0 or not. So Python interpreter check if x is greater than 0 is true or not, and if it is true, the next statement will be executed as it will display the assertion error along with this message, that is wrong input entered. Next we will see the try except statement. So when an error occurs or exception, Python will normally stop and generate an error message. This exception can be handled using the try statement. So we need to do a practice to surround a dangerous section of the code with try and except statement. If the code in the try works, the except is skipped. And if the code in try fails, the except the code in the except will be executed. So the dangerous section of the code we need to enclose within the try and except statements. So for example, here we are taking a number from the user and then converting this number into the integer. But as we know that input function return the string. So we need to convert the number into the integer. But if user enter a some string and then we are trying to convert this string into the integer, then this may cause an error. So we have written this dangerous line or the error prone line to the try block. So if user enter a string and we are trying to convert this string in integer, then this try block will be executed and the value of the input value will become -1. And then if the value is greater than 0, then nice perk will be printed. Otherwise, if the value is -1, then it is not a number is printed. So to error-free code, to execute our error-free code, we need to execute try and except statement. So this is all about the control statement in Python. Thank you.